Hello. In this 1.21 NeoForge modpack development video, we're going to be using the KubeJS for each recipe event for recipe scanning and modification in Minecraft. If you find this type of content informative, please give it a like. Please give the video a like, comment with any questions and future video ideas, and subscribe to the channel as well to never miss a future video. In addition, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel. I will be getting more into their services later in the video. But for now, let's get started. So first of all, we're going to be the for each recipe event is within the server events.recipes event listener. So those types of event listeners always go in the server scripts folder. But let's get started with the actual programming. So again, as I said, we're going to be doing server events.recipes, and then we're going to pass in the event callback. And then we're going to be doing 4 basic examples of the for each recipe event. So the first one we're going to do here is a general example to iterate over all recipes in the game. So whether it's vanilla or mod recipes as well. So we're going to do event dot for each recipe. And then the first thing we need to put in here, as you can see, is a filter. But we want to iterate through all the recipes, so we're going to make the filter empty. So we can do that with curly braces with nothing in it. And then we can pass in a recipe callback. So inside here, all that we really want to do is print out each recipe. So we're in the console. So we're going to do console.log. Again, this is going to log inside the server.log file within the KubeJS folder. Well, inside the logs folder /KubeJS. So that's where you will find that. But anyways, we're going to use a template literal here to print out found recipe, and then we're going to do the $ curly brace notation. And we're going to do recipe.getID. So getID simply returns the recipe ID. If it's usually similar to the item ID itself, but if it's something like, let's say, an iron ingot where there's multiple methods to get that, each different recipe has its own ID. But that's the first example. The second example is to filter by recipe type. So this is where we will actually use a filter. But we're going to start off the same, event.for each recipe. And then inside here, we're going to put a filter of type. So type can be furnace, crafting table, stonecutter, etc. But in this instance, we're going to do Minecraft smelting. As you can see here, that's one of the options using the ProbeJS add-on, which I highly recommend. But nonetheless, we're going to do the recipe callback. And inside here, we're going to do a similar thing. Let's just use a normal string this time. And then we're going to do recipe.getID. So that's our second example, and these were 2 examples on just reading recipes. Again, this can be informative. Sometimes it really doesn't show in JEI, so if you're working on modpack development, that's something that this is a good feature that would be helpful to you. But before we get on to actually adding, modifying recipes, I would like to give a shout out to my server hosting partner, BisectHosting. This is a great server hosting provider that I've been affiliated with for quite a while now. They provide Minecraft server hosting in addition to over 100 other top online games. In regards to Minecraft, you can pre-install over 2,300 mod packs automatically. They also offer 24/7, 365 customer support that can help troubleshoot your server and mods. You can also host your server from across 20 locations around the world, and they offer advanced DDoS protection as well. Again, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel, and I'm happy to support them in return. Please check out my affiliate link in the description below, and that will give you some information, great information that can help inform a possible purchase that aligns with your budget and needs. But now let's get back to the video, and we're going to work on our final two examples here that actually have to deal with recipes. So the first one here is we're going to modify shapeless crafting recipes. The action specifically is we're going to double the output, we're going to half the output of shapeless log to plank recipes. So normally when you put an oak log or whatever type of log in a crafting table, you will get 4 planks. We're going to do something similar to a lot of mod packs that you'll see that are more in the expert category. They only give you 2, which means for every 1 log that you put in your crafting grid, you get only 2 planks out of it. So how we do that real easily? Well, this is the best way to do it. We're going to do event.forEachRecipe again. And here we need to put in more than 1 filter. So the first filter we need to specify is the type. So we're going to do type Minecraft crafting shapeless. The next filter we need to do is specifying the input. So input, we're going to do Minecraft logs. So any type of log that is in that OR dictionary tag. And then finally, we need to specify the output being, and again, the tag with the pound key, Minecraft planks. And now that we have the filter, we can do the recipe callback. And then inside here, we need to define 2 variables. First is going to be our ingredients. This is defined as that's just called ingredients. We're going to make that equal to recipe.original recipe ingredients. So what this is it is an array of the required ingredients, so the input. Next, we're going to do the opposite. Let output, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to make it equal to recipe.original recipe result. So recipe.original recipe result is the original output item.of object. So now that we have those 2 things defined, you will want to do this in any such modification here with the for each recipe event. So keep that in mind. But here inside now we can do event.shapeless, and then as it is in if you're just doing event.shapeless by itself, the first thing we need to specify is the result. So we're going to do that with item.of, and then we're going to pass in the output.id, so the item ID, and then we're going to do 2 because that's how many we want. That's always the second argument in the item.of method. Well, there's multiple overloaded methods, but this is the most common. And now the next thing we need to do is ingredients at index 0. Because again, there's only 1 ingredient. And then here we also want to, this is optional, but you also want to do the ID. So we're going to do .id, because otherwise you would just have 2 sets of IDs. And we're just going to pass in recipe.getID. Again, I would highly recommend doing this part as well. Our final example in this video is we're going to mess with stonecutter recipes. So this is a little more simple than the last one, but nonetheless, we're going to do event.for each recipe. And then inside our filter here, we need to do type of stone cutting. Again, if you have ProbeJS, that makes that pretty easy. Then we're going to do recipe, arrow notation, and then inside our callback, we're just going to copy and paste these 2 lines of code because that's what you need to do in every single example, basically. And then the next thing we want to do here is actually modify the stone cutting recipes. So the action here is we want to double the output of all stone cutting recipes in the game. It doesn't matter if it's vanilla or modded, everything that is in your instance. But the first thing we need to do here is a basic error check to ensure that we have valid ingredients and an output ID before proceeding. So we're going to do if, and then the first condition we want to check is to see if our ingredients.length is greater than 0. So if ingredients.length is greater than 0, and then the second condition we want to check, and we want this to be an and output. So do we have an output? And then the third condition we want to check is to see if we have an output ID. So if we have all 3 of those conditions, we can actually do our event.stoneCutting. So the first thing we want to do here is take the original output ID and double the output. So it's real easy to do that inside the item.of method. So we're going to do item.of output.id, and then the second argument is the amount. Well, we want to multiply it by 2, so all we really need to do here is do output.count times 2. So that's just going to double the output. And then we want to specify our ingredient. So stone cutting only uses a single item as input, so we can just use ingredients at index 0. And then, just as we did here, we want to make sure we are specifying the ID. So if you found these 4 basic examples informative, please give it a like. I would be happy to do a follow-up video on this, as for each recipe really isn't used that much in KubeJS, and I think it's a very helpful feature in the mod. If you have any further questions, please comment, as well as future video ideas. Please like if it was informative, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications and make sure that you never miss a future video. Again, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel, and otherwise, thank you for watching, and have a great day.